Cut my volume down. How we doing tonight? How we doing tonight? How are we doing tonight? Am I able to? Uh, Twitch won't let me stream without changing the title. Okay, wow. I'm a real doctor. I'm not just a makey ficky. Facebook, how are we doing? How are we doing tonight? Y'all know when I say I'm gonna stream live at 6 o'clock, it's gonna be 7:30. If I say 7:30, it's gonna be 9. If I say 9, it's gonna be 11:30. At this point, I am on Lauren Hill time, and I am ashamed about it. I got to get better. I have got to do better. But it's really good to see y'all. Emily, it's great to see you. Austin, it's great to see you. Leilani, it is amazing to see you. Uh, Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for your attention. And I will work on this tardiness. But I know we got a higher resolution camera, so I'm a little bit excited about that. But it took too long. It took too long to get this thing going. Mickey Vicky. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Go ahead and get your stretches in. Everybody, go ahead and stretch. Let's go ahead and stretch. Let's go ahead and stretch. Hey, by hearing and hearing by, it's a pleasure to stream on YouTube as well. Yeah. Yeah, when you have ADHD, you need a grace period. You need a grace period. So let's go ahead and let's stretch. Hold up. It says your Mac will sleep soon unless plugged into a power outlet. So I should probably get a power. I should get a charger for my Mac. So let me go get a charger real quick. Oh boy, it's all over the place. We got the charger, y'all. We got the charger. We got this. I'm gonna plug it into the wall and make sure that this live stream don't go nowhere. This is literally how every day go for me. That's how every day go for you, boy. Shout out to my people on TikTok as well. I see y'all. My TikTok boys and girls, I see y'all as well. I'm gonna try and plug this in without knocking out the camera. There's gonna be an obstacle course right here. Oh, Mickey Ficky. Let me see if I can slide this in through. All right here. All right, okay. Looks like it might work. Will it work? Will it work? Oh, all right, y'all. Let's see if we can get it in. That's what she said. All right. We might be in. Ah, it's in. All right, guys. Let's go and get into it. The camera is charged. The laptop is charged. We're good to go. We're streaming on TikTok. We're streaming on Facebook. We're streaming on Twitch. We're live on YouTube. Let's go ahead and get started. Go ahead and let me know what your name is if it doesn't already say it in the comment section. And let me know where you are checking in from today. But if you're new here, my name is Dr. Kojo. I'm your Hollywood mental health expert. It's a late night show, Dr. Kojo, and I am streaming live tonight from Dallas, Texas. So I'm streaming from the heart of Texas tonight. I'm on the road. I'm looking forward to getting back to Los Angeles. I do want to mention that my sister had my second sister, second oldest one in the Sarfo tree. She had her first baby today. So I now have my third nephew. So I'm very excited, and I will be in Atlanta this weekend. I'm overwhelmed with joy. So I am in a good mood, aside from being all over the place. But let's go ahead and get into it and let me know where everybody's checking in from. Haley Lay from South Jersey. Haley, what's going on? What's going on? Nice pump for tonight's topic. Uh, is Megan here? Oh yeah, I'm glad I'm here too. Thank you so much. It's Haley from South Jersey. Megan's in the house. Okay, okay. Yeah, she had her first baby, so Coach say we love you, and shout out to her baby Steven. Welcome to the world. Welcome to this crazy world. Holly from Murfreesboro. What's up? What's up? Athena from Southern Alabama. Okay, I went to school in Mobile for a little bit. Let me see. Felix, my guy Felix, how you doing? How you doing? So we got Tennessee in the house. We got two Tennessee folks. We have Alabama in the house, obviously Texas. We got South Jersey. Okay. Uh, uh, I'm looking on TikTok. We got Rabbit from New York City. Okay. I'll be in New York soon. We have Erica in Dallas, Texas. Okay. So we got Texas in the house. Got Kennesaw in the house as well. Uh, Thank you so much. It's not my baby, but I'm excited to be an uncle again. RG from Florida. RG, talk to him. What's going on? Melinda from Maryland. What's up, Melinda? Brad from Kentucky. Been following you for a while. I appreciate you. And congrats on your nephew. Thank you so much, my guy. Thank you so much. It means a lot. It means a lot. I'm an uncle again. Hi from the land of the Oz. Okay, okay. Montenegro, Europe. Okay, wow. Well, welcome to the stream. Minnesota in the house. Maria. Columbia in the house. Columbia, South Carolina, or Columbia, like the country. Which one? And yes, if you have my book, a good page in the book to refer to is managing your mental health while in a relationship, because we're going to be talking about three interesting ways that mental health um, affects sex. Uh, and it's funny because I'm streaming on TikTok, but my list is on my phone. Oh, in South America. Okay, South America. All right, all right, all right. So we've been live streaming for 7 minutes. I've been fumbling, trying to charge the laptop. Let's go and get into the topic. Let's go and get into the topic. So the first way that mental health can affect sex, we're going to be talking about depression. Let me put it in the chat here. So depression is the first thing we're talking about. Number one. All right. So depression can lead to changes in sex drive. That's the first thing that we're talking about tonight. All right. So I think when most people think about depression, you think about being in a bed, being tired, not having energy, not wanting to leave the house. So obviously, if you're extremely tired and you're fatigued all the time, you probably don't have the energy to do the Mickey Ficky. But the reason why I worded it this way is because sometimes when people are depressed, they tend to be hypersexual. Uh, the majority of the time, I see the other way around. I normally see like depression is like, nah, I don't want to have any sex. I don't want to do the Mickey Ficky. That's what I normally see. But sometimes you do see hypersexuality that comes out of depression, and that can be very interesting. Um, I think about one of my patients a couple years back. She was a lady in like her late 30s. I remember she came to me. She said she was depressed. A couple of other things were going on, but she was depressed. She had been so for at least 6 months. I don't remember a lot of the other details, but I remember I started her on Zoloft, and she came back the very next appointment. I don't ever see Zoloft work this fast. The next appointment was like 3 weeks later. Normally, antidepressants take sometimes up to a month to work. She came back 3 weeks later, and her affect was changed. She was happy. She was smiling. She was doing good. She told me that she and her husband were finally having sex again. I was excited. I was like, okay, y'all are finally able to do the Mickey Ficky. It was a very joyous moment for me in my career. The very next appointment, so this is 2 months after starting Zoloft. The very next appointment, she comes and she tells me that she's pregnant. She's pregnant with her first kid because she's finally able to do the Mickey Ficky with her husband. And I was like, all right, now you don't have to do this, but it'd be pretty cool if you named the baby after me, like you put Kojo in the middle name or something like that. I feel like I was like a third party helper, allowing you to do the Mickey Ficky once again. So that was pretty cool, because sex is a part of life, and if you're married and you're not able to, you have no drive, it's going to be kind of confusing on both ends and frustrating. So I was very happy that she was able to, get back to doing the Mickey Ficky. That I felt really good for me. I felt very good for me. I'm looking on TikTok. Giggles Barbie, really happy to see you. What a name. Really happy to see you. Becky says from the UK, new to your page and learning about your work. Becky, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Um, Sadness, yeah. And sometimes it's not even depression, but just sadness, just being sad. If you're sad, you may not want to do the Mickey Ficky, right? Alyssa says, sex drive has been a major zero. Then menopause kicks in, and that's the end of the story. Well, look, humans are sexual beings, so you can't just take out the Mickey Ficky. You have to, you have to engage every now and then. But when your drive is at a zero, sometimes that's the least of your problems. You probably have bigger problems, bigger fish to fry, and that's fine. We take care of things one by one, and then we can address, the sexual health. And yeah, thank you for the plug-in for the book. This is my book, Feeling Good Mental Health Workbook. You got the whole ISBN number in there. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Um, I'm in perimenopause and I can attest to that. And I think it's helpful to have your feelings validated. So if you are in a support group with other individuals, other women who are in that same phase of their lives, it can make you feel a little less alone. Spicy talk. Yeah, it's a spicy talk today. Um, Melinda, once I start doing outpatient practice, if I do something telehealth, I'm gonna let y'all know. I'll let y'all know. I have it saved, so I just copy paste. Austin, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right. Somebody on TikTok says, "Is depression a spiritual warfare?" There could be a spiritual aspect to it. I wouldn't, discount that. It could be. Samuel says, "I'll have to read your book. My depression makes me unreasonably angry." And you see that a lot. When you're depressed, you're more irritable. It doesn't take a lot to piss you off. The small things, you can wake up in the morning and somebody says the wrong thing to you at 8 o'clock, you're done for the day, right? So if you're having these mood changes, it's going to be hard to be in the best mood. You're not thinking about having no Mickey Ficky. You're not thinking about sex or anything like that. You're just pissed off all day long. Now, if you're single, it doesn't probably doesn't mean much. But if you're in a relationship, relationships, both people have to pull their weight. So if you're in a relationship and you're angry all the time, you're irritable, you're distant, you feel like you're difficult for people to be around you. It could be difficult to engage in the Mickey Ficky with your partner. Oh, and this is my first book. You already won a journey through education, nursing, mental health awareness. So awesome! Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Becky says, "Can you be depressed and not even feel like you are?" Yeah, and that's why a lot of people don't know that they're depressed until it gets to the point where you haven't taken a shower in a couple of weeks, you haven't brushed your teeth in a while. You might grab your hair if your hair is long enough. You're like, this hair kind of smells. You're like, my hair don't smell like L'Oreal. My hair smells like the underneath of my armpits. And I just took a whiff of my armpits. It don't smell too good. You know, but that doesn't mean that you're depressed. But if you are depressed, you'll realize that your hygiene is not where you want it to be, right? So if your hygiene isn't where you want it to be, and you're wearing the same shirt from 3 days ago, you know you're probably frustrated with yourself. So you might not even want to be with other people, right? You have to appreciate who you are and appreciate where you're at before you can interact with other people. So you can't be, don't be too hard on yourself, all right? Don't be too hard on yourself if you can relate to that. And I know a lot of people are chronically depressed, and a lot of folks live with thoughts of not wanting to be here every single day. And when you're in that survival mode, people aren't thinking about sex, honestly. You're just trying to maintain. Sometimes you're not even thinking about eating. So when you're at that stage. We want you to get to the parts of life where you can enjoy everything, but we want to take it day by day, one thing at a time, one thing at a time. Alyssa says yes. There's other factors involved. It's been at least 6 years. Depression has been a huge part of my life. Well, Alyssa, when it's like this, it become a part of your identity in a way. So I want you to detach from that. But if this has been going on for 6 years, you can't get it all back, right? So whatever small things you can do to push yourself forward is going to be key. Don't judge yourself for not being able to take a shower in a week, or not being able to leave the house, or even if your partner is upset at you because you're not able to do things together as a unit. Just do your best to advocate for yourself, but don't be hard on yourself. That's key. Megan says, "Damn, it's been over a year and a half since the Mickey Ficky. It's been what was that? A year and a half? What was that 18? So it's been 18 months since any Mickey Ficky for Megan. I find I'm always irritable and have zero sex drive. Trying to get out there, I just don't care. And look, Megan, some people, I mean, just depending on the person you are, some people don't need sex like that. They just don't regard themselves to be sexual human beings, and that's fine. If you don't need to have the Mickey Ficky like that, that's okay. But if you've been this way for 18 months, then depression has robbed you of a lot of things. So if you're not a sexual person, that's fine. But has depression robbed you of movie nights with friends? Has it robbed you of hanging out with people that you care about? Has it robbed you of, the things that you used to enjoy doing? Let's say you used to love, skateboarding or playing guitar or whatever the case may be. You probably, when you look back at things, you'd be like, wow, I haven't done anything that I enjoyed in a long, long time. So at that point, the key is this: is try and grab some joy and to be as present as possible. So, don't judge yourself. And as you get more and more help, you see your affect improve. So you be smelling. Yeah, sometimes I be smelling funky, but for the most part, I be smelling good. Uh, I'm looking on TikTok. Somebody said, and some of us get used to certain levels of depression and forget until it's worse. Yeah, sometimes the depression just becomes your baseline. Leilani says, can we talk about how delayed processing and RSC from arguments with your partner can make you not feel in the mood for an extended amount of time, but a neurodivergent individual may see it as holding a grudge or being resentful. Yeah, so these are things that when you have a hard time with rejection, you tend to go on the defensive pretty easily. If somebody's talking to you and you become defensive, nothing constructive or positive can come from that, because now everything they say to you is going to feel like an attack, and possibly vice versa. So I think it's important. This is why it helps having a diagnosis, so you can explain to your partner. You might have one of those days where it's a knock them out, drag them down fight where y'all are hurling all these insults at each other back and forth. But it can be helpful after the smoke clears to come back and apologize and say, "Hey, I'm sorry. I just had one of those days." And if your partner knows what you're going through, they could be a bit more understanding. Could is a key word, because they might not be understanding at all. But if they're able to have any empathy for you, that could help out a lot. Understanding goes a long way. It goes a long way. Can marijuana be good or bad when you have depression? Uh, I mean, marijuana can have some benefits, but when you're depressed, uh, and then you want to smoke, I think it can further sink you into a hole. But some people say it helps them out with their depression and anxiety. But I find that when you reach for substances when you're already in a low, it brings you up temporarily, but it doesn't hold you up. That's what I found. A record of 7 days without washing my hair. What? It's all good. It's all good. Don't let that define who you are. That's why my hair is so long now. Okay, well, your hair looks nice in the photo. Siraj, what's going on? What's up, Siraj? Um, uh, yeah, Lilani, we can definitely have one of those live streams. I was discarded about a year ago. Drive is low. And it's like I don't care, but afraid to drive. And look, Daniela, just from reading that comment, this could be a good time for you to just take a step back and focus on you. How can you be a bit more selfish? And a lot of times when people's sex drive goes away, it's not that you forgot how to do the Mickey Vicky. You didn't forget. Just other things are going on, and it's affecting your mental health. Does nutrition really improve your mental health? Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Um, I don't have the book with me, but my friend Dr. Uma has a book. Um, she's a nutritional psychiatrist. A really good book on things that can help to improve your brain health. I'll have to plug that in here. I feel like I have no interest anymore. And Daniela, I've had a lot of people come into the office who have said, you know what, I have no sex drive at all. And the guys too, not just women, guys and girls come in, they just have no drive. And it's funny what helps to spark that drive once again. A lot of people get into a new relationship and all of a sudden they have a drive again. So it could have been the person that you're with. I'm not saying that you should break up with the person that you're with right now. Um, I'm just explaining what others have been through. Um, let me see. Since we are talking about it, I am now wondering, can people be depressed and be sexually active to try and cure the depression? Yes, I mentioned that a little bit earlier, where people can be hyper sexual in a depressive episode. And you don't really expect that. So that's something to look out for. And that could be a way of coping with trauma, or that could be the only thing that makes you feel good. And in that case, then it's not really the best. It becomes the same thing as substances. It's like, okay, I'm low, I'm depressed. What's the quickest thing I can do to get a cheap thrill? Oh, I'm gonna go smoke. I'm gonna go drink. I'm gonna go hook up. That type of thing. Then it becomes a cheap source of dopamine, which gets you up, and eventually you're like, man. And the only way to stay up is to keep doing that thing, to keep smoking, keep drinking, keep hooking up. And I'm not saying that hooking up is bad, um, but everybody, we all pay a different price for that. While depressed, you don't even think about it. You feel like you don't exist in general, right? And that's one of the worst things about depression. It robs you of any joy in the moment. Um, any joy in the moment. Abstinence, yeah, abstinence can be very for guys too. I the majority of my audience is women from the ages of 25 to 34, but for the few guys well, not few, because it's still hundreds of thousands, but for the guys who follow me, relatively small group of people. Uh, Even as a guy, it's good to take a break every now and then and just step back, just zoom out, and just figure out if the activities if what you're doing is what you want to be doing. You know, Danielle, I appreciate you. I feel like this is what's going on with me and my husband. Hey, look, it, sometimes if you're at each other's necks, you don't want to have to make you fiki when you're arguing. Like I think we've all been in relationships where when things are good and we're traveling and we're happy and we're going on cruises, everything is all good. But when there's a fight after fight after argument, you don't want to be in the same room as that person, let alone them even grab your arm. It's like they're trying to grab your arm, like, get your arm off of me, stop breathing on me, get away from me. Get away from me. Shelby says, Shelby, what's going on? So I learned sacrificing your own needs with a deep desire to constantly please your partner is a trauma response. Sacrificing your own needs with a deep desire to constantly please your partner is a trauma response. It could be. Sometimes people say a lot of things are a trauma response, but I can definitely see how this could be, especially if, because look, as human beings, we all need attention. We all need attention some way, somehow. So if the way you get attention is by going above and beyond sexually for your partner or suppressing your needs just to do whatever they need or whatever they want, it could be because as a child, you have to go out of your way to do things to get attention. We all need attention. It's a human need, believe it or not. Attention is a human need. I need to feel needed and recognize that. Yeah, and I've seen this a lot of times. When you need to feel needed, we all do that in different ways. And if it's, let me see, I will legitimately initiate sexual encounters with my spouse to feed my ego, even if I'm not in the mood. Well, you gotta give yourself credit because you have an incredible amount of insight. A lot of people don't even get to that point where they're like, hold up, why am I doing this? And I think the things that we do is important to it's important to know why we do what we do. It's very important because then you can explain your behaviors and then you can get to the root of what's going on and you can fix that trauma. And that'll make you feel better about yourself because at the end of the day, the way we feel about ourselves is very important. So this is, I mean, I read these statements, I'm like, oh, this person has done a lot of work on themselves. Thank you for dropping the link to Dr. Nadu's book. I know she'll appreciate that, Lilani. Thank you so much. Chantel says, I find that I miss the chaos of the bad relationship I had before, the anger intimacy. Ooh, Mickey Ficky, talk to him. Out of spite intimacy. It's just what I lived off of for so long. I do miss the bad relationship because it's what I was used to. Ooh. And when this is the case, whenever you get into a healthy relationship, then it's like you're like, I can't stand this. Like it's weird being in a healthy relationship. It's like it's like you're arguing with the person and they're like, okay, it's fine. We'll pick this up tomorrow. And you're like, and like you're freaking out because you're like, why would they argue back with me? You know? And then you're like, and then you try and do something to get them to be upset. And then the other person's like, okay, well, it's all good. You had a rough day. Let's try again tomorrow. And you're like, no, I want to argue tonight. I want to argue tonight. I'd have to argue tonight. You're freaking out because you're in a healthy relationship. You don't know what to do. Literally, you'll sit there like, I mean, pulling out your hair, the little hair you have, because it's foreign to you. It's foreign. It's foreign. And I've been in those situations. I mean, I dated a girl in LA, and I took her out for her birthday. Quick little anecdote, and we'll get back to things. I took her out for her birthday. She turned 27 or whatever. Take her out to this nice restaurant downtown LA, and I let me just preface what I'm about to say by saying, whatever women wear is their women can whatever they women can wear what they want, and as a man, I have no say on that. But if I'm going to be dating this lady, we had talked about modesty and you have a good body, but you don't have to show it off to everybody. So we go out for her birthday, and she's wearing she's wearing something. It's a nice dress, but she's wearing a dress, and you can see like half of her ass. I don't know what type of dress she was wearing, but you could see a lot. So she gets out of the car, and I saw it, but I'm like, all right, it's her birthday. We're not gonna argue today. It's her birthday. Let's go in this restaurant and let's get our food and we'll go home. As we're walking into the restaurant, she saw that I saw her dress. I didn't make a comment about it. I said, it's okay. It's okay. So I'm like, I'm telling myself, Kojo, we can bring this up later, but it's her birthday. We're gonna have a good night tonight, regardless. We're walking into the restaurant, and she sees that I haven't commented anything about the dress. And she goes, "Oh, I wore the dress on purpose because I know how you don't like when I know how you like. I know how you don't like it when I wear things like this." I looked at her. I said, "All right, come on, let's go get this food." So clearly, she was looking for a reaction out of me. But on this particular day, I'm like, we're not fighting. We're not gonna fight. We're not gonna fight. We're just gonna go eat this food and go back home. It's gonna be okay. But as she explained to me, she said that with her ex, she would have to do things like that to get his attention. So when she tried it with me, I'm like, I just want to get this food and go home. You know? So and because she has insight into why she does the things that she does, you know, I was okay with that, but I wasn't okay with trying to get a reaction out of me in the moment. But there's a time and place for things like that, But that's what trauma will do to you. That's what trauma will do to you. Jay Hay says, I'm dealing with hypersexuality right now. Just talked to my therapist about it. How do you deal with it in the moment? Jay Hay, I'm happy you asked that question because Hypersexuality is the very next thing that we're going to talk about. We're about to talk about that. Looking for reaction to see what. Yeah, I didn't give her the reaction, but it was a trauma thing. So uh, even when things are done to me that I don't like, I can respect where somebody's coming from, and I have my own trauma. So I'm not a perfect human being myself, and I mess up from time to time, and I'll mess up again. So sometimes we just need grace. The ADHD need to resolve right away or make them as. Oh boy. When I stopped having meaningless reactions with women, my mental health and depression became less intense. Daniel, thank you for saying that. As guys, we have to recognize this. And I don't know why it took me so long to realize this. Maybe because I have ADHD and my prefrontal cortex just developed like 2 months ago. But yeah, there's sometimes there sometimes it really is a meaningless hookup, and there's no point to it. You could have saved your time. I could have been playing Nintendo 64 or something. You know, I could have been doing something better with my time than just hooking up for no reason, right? So the second way that your mental health impacts or affects sex, uh, we're going to be talking about impulsive behaviors here and also hypersexuality. So I'll answer Jay's question, but let me drop this right here. Bipolar disorder, ADHD, BPD, and other conditions can do this too. But these are the first three that came to my mind. Can lead to impulsive behaviors. So Jay Hay asked a question about what did Jay say about hypersexuality and talk to their therapist about it. How do you deal with this in the moment, right? So how will you deal with this moment? First of all, you have to figure out where is it coming from, because if you know what you're up against, and we have to. That's why they teach us in school. Figure out the diagnosis, and you can you know how to treat it. So if it's one of these three, right? And I first two that came to mind. There could be other things. If it's bipolar disorder, ADHD, or BPD, and that's what's leading to the impulsivity, then maybe we have to do some DBT. Maybe we have to take Seroquel or Lamictal, or Ritalin, or whatever the case may be, or talk to your therapist about it, right? Or maybe when you feel that urge to be hypersexual, then journal, go work out, you know. So when you can figure out why you're doing what you're doing, you can account for it. But if you don't know why you're doing what you're doing, then you'll probably keep doing it, and you'll keep beating yourself up for it. So you'll feel bad. You'll be low for a little bit, and you do it again and again and again and again. You know. And Kobe, you can throw it in there with schizoaffective disorder as well, because with schizoaffective disorder, there's a mood component. You know, so you could see the hyper sexuality there as well. Um, and Kobe, it's all good if you're late. I'm happy on the live stream. Thank you for coming through. Sydney says, I no longer feel the need for physical entanglement, but that could be a combination of ADHD, menopause, and losing 3 fiancés who crossed over. So, Sydney, when you say crossed over, what do you mean? Um, I'm not familiar with that term. Uh, I'm not familiar with that. But if you no longer feel the need for physical entanglement, for some people, that's relieving because it's like, okay, finally, I tamed the beast. I don't need it as much. For some people, it goes on for so long that they're like, dang, like it's been too long. Like, am I a whole different person? Am I a whole different Mickey Ficky? And by hearing by, a lot of people feel this way. Some people don't feel this way. But either way, this is one of those things that you should put some thought into it. Like when you wake up in the morning, you're like, okay, like today, for example. So, where's the camera? All right, so these new style of pants right here that I'm wearing, I get it from Suit Supply. I love this style of pants. You don't need a belt. I love this style. This morning I was like, all right, do I go with the well, this is navy? Do I go with the navy blue pants? Do I go with the black pants? Do I go with the gray pants? And they all have the same style right here. So I spent like 10 minutes trying to decide. I was like, which pair of pants do I go with? And I picked this one. I said, all right, I'm gonna go with the navy blue with the brown, the navy with the brown, right? So that was a decision. That was a decision that I could not have screwed up. If I went with the black pants, it would have been fine. If I would have gone with the silver pants or the gray pants, it would have been okay. It's one of those decisions that either way doesn't hold a lot of weight. Now, if I wake up and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna text four ex-girlfriends and I'm gonna sleep with the first one who replies, that's a dangerous game. That's not a game you want to play, right? So even if for people who don't believe that sex is sacred, we should put some more thought before we just, because there could be some painful consequences behind it. You know, one night and then you turn into a 3 year entanglement. So we gotta put uh, some thought behind sex. Oh, crossover. Yeah, yeah. So I thought crossover meant passed away. I wasn't sure. Um, so can you confirm the person who mentioned that? 'Cause I'm not sure. So was this Kobe? I think I was talking about DBT for impulsivity. Would pleasuring yourself to get that sexual need out of the way be okay rather than finding a random partner? So Chantel, when it comes to masturbation, people have a lot of different thoughts on it. Some people are like, no, it's bad. Some people are like, oh, okay, like it's an okay thing. Uh, when it comes to this versus a random partner, you have to ask yourself, like, what would the cost be? So Chantel, you got two options, right? Tonight's a night. Pleasure yourself a random partner. Uh, More times than not, I would have to go, the pleasuring yourself route. If you ask me, because a random person, like a lot is at stake. Uh, so you just want to be careful. You want to make sure that you make decisions that you, after the fact, you feel like this decision reflected, who you are and what you actually wanted to do in the moment. So I would go with, you know, you and you versus you and a random person. Um, you know, I would say that. Let me see. Say right, right. It means different things to different people. Did I just? Oh no, I was showing my pants that I picked the navy blue pants over the gray pants and the black pants. Uh, I mean, my therapist years ago told me to exercise at least 3 times a week. This was to help my mental state, and he said pleasuring counted as exercising because it raises your heart rate. And I feel, yeah. So there are a lot of health risks that come with random partners, and that's why I was saying, um, you want to make sure that, I mean, have you been tested? But like the older you get, you realize these things. But when you're young and your prefrontal cortex is not developed, you could be all over the place. And on TikTok, Zoe Lady says, it's been 3 years. I'm afraid of spiritual transfer. People don't come alone. There's something to be said about that. What's the term? Soul ties or something like that. There's something to be said about that. You know, there's something to be said about that. Right. STDs, heartache. Heartache can literally cause mania for a lot of people. The stress that comes from a broken relationship can trigger mania, and a lot. I've seen it happen many times. So I think the first thought is, be careful because of the STDs, right? STDs and planned pregnancy, but heartache by itself, can do a number on you. By the way, I can totally vouch for DBT therapy. River Woods, I can as well. I'm a big fan of DBT. Um, Let me see. Like I'll be honest, my sex drive is through the roof. I'm very paranoid of catching certain things that, and sometimes Kobe, anxiety and fear and paranoia. We think of those things as negative things, but sometimes it's saving you. Sometimes it'll save you. Hey, just got out here. I'm starting to date and just having ADHD and autism. I'm a little scared, especially later on in the dating stage. So, Victoria, I'll say this. Whenever you play scared, it's difficult to get the results that you want when you play scared. And I don't know if you watch football, you know, me and my football references, but assuming you watch football, I'll just make the example. Whenever you see a team that's up by a couple of touchdowns and they start to play prevent defense, whenever you play prevent defense, the other team always scores and gets a whole lot of yards. And a lot of times when you play prevent, you lose a game. So whenever you're passive and you play scared, you don't get the best results. So if you go into a relationship out of fear and you're afraid of cheating and STDs and all these bad things, uh, it'll be hard to get the desired result that you want. So you know, you should be apprehensive. Like you should take your time and take your time. Don't go fast, but you don't want to go in fear because that's not good energy to carry into a potential relationship. So just keep that in mind. Soul ties, serious stuff. And if I got time for that, just here for the comments. Married for 33 years. Wanda Lynn, congratulations. Congratulations. Um, Always good to find somebody like friends with benefits you can trust. So there is a thing where people have friends with benefits that they can trust. I don't want to make it seem like people like it's not a thing. It is a thing, but I would probably say that's the minority. The majority of people are, doing friends with benefits, and you're not sure what benefits you have. You're not sure if you have Blue Cross Blue Shield. You're not sure if you have Aetna or Cigna. You're not sure if you have full dental. Or, you don't know what benefits you have. So you gotta be careful with the benefits that you think you're signing up for. Um, Shannon says, I appreciate you so much. I followed you for 8 years. Shannon, I appreciate you. Every single person who follows me is my hero. I'm nothing without you all's attention. So I appreciate you, Mrs. Sturgeon. Thank you so much. Hen celibate for over 2 years and not even interested in getting disappointed. Disappointed again. I guard my heart and my family. So Amanda, look, I will say this. You talk to every generation, they'll say, "Oh, dating was always bad when we were young." Um, I'm biased, but I do think that right now there's something in the water right now, in the dating waters, that is somebody peed in the dating pool. Maybe we all kind of pissed in it collectively, but there's nothing wrong with taking a season for yourself and sacrificing the Mickey Ficky, because right now there's a lot of things going on in the dating world that are not good for your mental health. And maybe I'll have a live stream on that. Maybe I'll have a live stream on red flags to make you run away ASAP. I see a lot of cap in the dating world right now. So if you need to take some time off, and be celibate for your heart and for your family, it is not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. Chantel says, I think it's more so for people who have hypersexual behaviors would be beneficial to pleasure yourself over getting a random partner. Um, I have a friend who is self-proclaimed hypersexual. Would it be a good choice for that person to pleasure themselves? If so, what about the fantasy part? Is it okay to fantasize about real human people while pleasuring oneself? All right, so this is a lot of mental health experts will take this in a couple of different ways. I I don't think that there's anything inherently wrong with pleasuring yourself and then letting your brain go in different places. If it's in the moment, okay, it's okay in the moment, but you have to be able to compartmentalize, and not let that imagination stretch too far out. To the point where when you're not in that moment, your brain is there mentally. But if you're in the moment and you're pleasuring yourself, I don't think anything is too wrong with it. Um, and it beats a random hookup. Those things are dangerous. Those things you gotta be careful with that. You have to be careful with that. You got to be careful with that. Diana West from Dallas, how are you doing? How are you doing? Um, yes. Somebody peed in the water. If you're not comfortable in yourself and what you want or need from someone in order to feel comfortable in your own skin, yeah, yeah, it takes a certain level of comfort to be in a relationship. I do agree. I'm raising my son solo since he was born. He has autism, ADHD. I'm the sole provider, dealing with my own health issues in mind. Um, Amanda, thank you for your comment. And Amanda, look, I completely agree. You're a single mom. You're raising a child who is neurodivergent, who's autistic, and has ADHD. That's not easy at all. That's not easy. Even if you had a partner, it's still quite challenging. So you taking care of your son as a mom is difficult. Now you taking care of yourself as a person is difficult. The last thing you need is a Mickey Ficky coming into your life, you know, making promises or whatever, and it becomes a big waste of time and energy, and now you're emotionally gassed out. But you still have to be a mom, and you still have to take care of yourself. So there's nothing wrong with punting, relationships, um, depending on what's out there for you and what your priorities are. Get a laundry basket with hole. And when it fills up, then you're able to. That was funny. No time for it. I avoided listening to or doing things that might fan any fire I wasn't prepared to utilize. This past year, though, I've relaxed. No judgment to anyone on the path to sharing mine. Healing safely. There's nothing wrong with that. And I always say, when things are not right up here, when you're not in the best place mentally, it's going to be hard for anything to succeed in your life. So keep that in mind. 2 days in a row, I get to catch your lives. Yay! I've been studying sex differences in the life cycle. Bio 350. Talk to him. Talk to him. And yeah, it's quite difficult. Yeah, Jody. Yeah, I said Mickey Ficky. Mickey Ficky. I came out of a very abusive narc relationship with his father and so I have PTSD. So I shut myself down to not make a mistake again, focus on my son and work. I have nothing but respect for that. Nothing but respect for that. So I got some Mickey Ficky shirts. We might have to bring those shirts back. But I have I think we still got the Mickey Ficky hoodies. It's completely normal, and we need to break away from the stereotype regarding sex and masturbation. Yeah, I think that, especially with teens, like a lot of times when teens are figuring this out for the first time, there's a lot of shame, especially in Christian communities, and teenagers are made out to feel like bad people as they explore themselves. So yeah, it is good to remove the stigma away from it. Yeah, I need to talk to my team. We need to get these Mickey Picky hoodies going. I think we can still order them. I have ADHD, and I know there's people who are older don't understand it. So, Tiffany, if somebody who is trying to date you doesn't want to at least learn about ADHD, that's a little bit of a red flag. And sending a video about it seems to be a new way to communicate. Um, all right, now let me get the third thing. Okay, this is going right here. The third way that mental health can affect your and alter your sex drive. Yeah, and we also redid the website. I don't think I've announced it, but I've redone my whole website. I brought in a whole new team this year to get things the way I wanted it to be done. So the website's kojosoftware.com. Um, and I think the link to the merch should be on the website. I think. All right, so the third thing is psych medications can alter your sex drive. Oh yeah, we need to do the water break. So we put antidepressants. Actually, hold up. I'm just gonna put. Okay, I'll just put SSRIs and then trazodone. But trazodone is antidepressant, so it'll get confusing. But I'll explain to y'all what I'm talking about. I'll explain to you what I'm talking about. All right. Okay. So before we get into the third thing, it's time for the water break. So somebody dropped the magic word in the chat, and it's time to get some water. And I got a little bit of water. And as a backup, I got some diet Dr. Pepper. Not my favorite, but I'll get the job done. Um, Big cheers. Oh, menopause does alter it as well. Big cheers, y'all. Big cheers. Let's get some water in. I'm so thirsty, so let me get some more Diet Dr. Pepper. It'll get the job done. That's the thing with those carbonated drinks. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Um. Yeah, I ran out of water, so I had to, Yeah, yeah. I'll be belching at the camera. I call my childhood addiction masturbation immature way to cope with stress. Oh, so actually, by hearing by masturbation is a way of stimming. I could see that. I need to look into. I need to research that. I'm curious about that. Um, I'm going backwards. So I'll read his comments and go back up. There's a handsome guy that walks his dog every day past my house. He has a cool dog. I met him the other day, but I almost peed my pants. I was so scared to talk to him. I don't do social situations anymore. So I think women aren't that good at flirting because maybe y'all not used to it. But I mean, shoot your shot. It's 2024. The next time he walks over his dog, be like, "Hey, what's up, Tyler? Like you want to get some Starbucks?" I don't know how women would flirt. I just don't know. But just well, actually, social anxiety. Go leave a compliment. Say, "Hey, you have a really cute dog. How long have you had your dog?" And just have a conversation and see where it goes from there. Uh, you know, and Diana on TikTok, it was not a warm Dr. Pepper. Uh, it's a cold Dr. Pepper. Uh, all right. And China says, what's a good way to date for the single people here? All right. Okay. Let me talk about this third point, and then I'll talk about a good way to date for the single people here, or at least I'll give you my thoughts on that. Yeah, Mickey Figgy is a good way to not cuss. This is a kid friendly stream. I try and eliminate the cuss words. All right, and it's funny. I was on TikTok live last night, and I was playing Gunna, and I forgot that it was the uncensored version. I'm like, dang it, I forgot to not play the version that I actually listened to. I need to go on Apple Music and play the clean one. 'Cause, kids are watching. All right, so the third one, psych medications can alter your sex drive. So I don't think a lot of people know that the antidepressants, like specifically, I'm talking about Prozac, Celexa, Lexapro, the standard antidepressants. A lot of times we give those to help with people who struggle with premature ejaculation. So when men struggle with premature ejaculation, excuse me, see, that's a Dr. Pepper already. Lindon, you were right. But when men struggle with premature ejaculation, a lot of times we will give antidepressants, and that will tend to delay the ejaculation. So sometimes when people are taking antidepressants, they realize that they can't come, and that can be frustrating. And sometimes people stop taking the meds. So sometimes people forget, that they're on the meds, and they're only reminded when they're trying to do the Mickey Ficky, and they can't reach that point, and they're like, "What's going on?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, I did go to my doctor. He gave me Zoloft," and people get all upset. And then on the flip side of things, some medications like trazodone, which also happens to be antidepressant, but it doesn't work well as an antidepressant unless you jack it up really high. It just helps you sleep at like the regular doses. Sometimes trazodone can make you, you can bring out your inner freak. Trazodone can help you tap into your inner Mickey Ficky, and so some people call it aphrodisiac. and you might not realize. You're like, why have I been so horny? Oh, yeah, Dr. Cody gave me some trazodone. you know, so sometimes it's the medications that can impact you. And yes, Shelby, I've never taken an antidepressant in my life. I've only taken my stimulants, so I can only imagine if I took a medication and I could not, um, you know, come. It would be very frustrating for me. I would probably, uh, I'd probably want to stop. No, no, not probably. I would want to stop. I would talk to my doctor ASAP about it. That's why I quit. Uh, yeah, this is probably the most common reason why people, in my experience, have stopped antidepressant, and this is the number one reason. And I can't think of where else is close. Like people come in and they'll say, "Hey, like," but I'll tell them, I'll say, "Hey, one of the side effects of this medication is like you might stop having orgasms." And some people never even take it. But those who take it uh, come back and they're like, "Hey, I stopped taking it because this happened." And then I've had some people who've taken it and they're like, "Yo, I'm able to last for so long. I turned into a beast." So it depends on what your desired outcome is. But that's one reason why uh, it's a big reason why people will stop taking antidepressants. And I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. I don't blame you at all. I've been laughing tonight. Kobe, that's all I'm saying. I'm like, well, people are dating. People are dating. And oh, so Star, this is another angle to take it at. No sex, and every November, there's a group of guys who do something very noble. It's called No Nut November. I'm not sure if y'all have heard of it. The majority of people in my community are women, so I'm not sure if y'all have heard of No Nut November. Kobe, can you back me up on this? Kobe, I'm sure you've heard of No Nut November, right? And there's a lot. I've seen some evidence. I've seen a lot of evidence that supports the notion that going too long with sex is not healthy for you. So it can be good to be abstinent, but I mean, no nut November theoretically wouldn't. It's not going to be the end of. It's not going to be the end of you. No nut November, December, January, February. You may not want to do all that. Oh, all right, all right. So people have heard of no nut November. All right, cool, cool, cool. You're misdiagnosed then. Okay. Well, I'm happy you got the right diagnosis, and I'm sorry that it stopped your drive for a little bit. But yeah, I laugh at my own jokes even if it's not funny. Um, in Candace, you are correct. A lot of medications can affect your sex drive, not just the mental health ones. I'm just kind of going off of like the ones that I prescribe. You know, Let me see. My husband and I would not be married uh, if we made it 30 days no Mickey. And so this is another thing right here. This is why I tell people all the time, uh, like if like when I was doing a lot of outpatient work, sometimes I miss outpatient. Mm, Yeah, I think I prefer inpatient. But sometimes I miss outpatient. But if I'm talking to a person and almost every time I'm talking to somebody and they're having relationship issues, somewhere in there they have stopped doing the Mickey Fakey. And I do believe when you go too long without the Mickey Fakey, y'all gonna start arguing more. Um, yeah. So sometimes what you have to do is take a chill pill, and even if you can't do the Mickey Fakey, watch a movie, and I think it's also the intimacy that comes with the Mickey Fakey that people forget to talk about. Like that stuff is good for our souls. You know, Mickey Fakey. Um, Year six, what? Year six of what, celibacy, or I'm just curious. Is it normal after hysterectomy to be in depression, as though you don't want more kids? Uh, so hysterectomy, after that, the hormonal changes, like it can be, you can see a lot of mental health changes, um, especially depression. I've seen that before. So it's important to validate your experience. Um, but I've learned that it is not healthy to go without orgasms for Austin. I would say that that's correct, because it's a natural, human function. So if you go too long without it, it might not be the best for your health. But you can make an argument that by you abstaining, it's good for your spirit and your soul and for your mental health, even if physically for your body, like might not be the best. And a lot of people are having less sex nowadays, especially men. Um, and I do think that there is a correlation between the male mental health crisis and the lack of sex. There's a connection somewhere there. There's definitely a connection. And it's not just the sex specifically, but it also is the intimacy too. We forget to keep that in mind. My first therapist I had as an adult during mental spiral while I was in the military was a male. I remember bringing him to exercise. I felt awkward at first. Um, I and he didn't know exactly what I did if I ran or didn't make you ficky. Only I knew, and once I got past that, he couldn't possibly know, and how much he reassured me that it was normal. But, right, and I think for women, there's a lot of shame that is attached to the make you ficky. Just society, societal standards and pressure, and keep in mind, humans are humans. It's a human need. Like we have to eat, we have to use the restroom, we have to breathe. You need oxygen. You know, it's, it's a human need. I'm honestly year two without, because I can't do this hookup culture that we kind of live in now. And Kobe, there's no shame in saying that. There's no shame in saying that. I read a report last year that said a third of men have not had sex in a year. A third of men. So literally, you go outside tomorrow. The first three guys that you see, one of them, statistically, has not had the Mickey Ficky for a year. Yeah, yeah, and I don't know what we can pin it on, if it's social media or for some reason we're not as connected as we used to be. You know, the things we have to do for connection, uh, it, and this is all of us. If I wasn't traveling or on the road or doing different assignments, I would be at home in California. Of course, hanging out with my friends and whatnot, but I could go a while without seeing a lot of people. I'm just at home, just making my videos. So we have to make an intentional effort to just connect with people. Like, forget the makey ficky, just to go outside and talk to somebody. Think about that. A lot of people don't go outside and just talk with somebody. Like, just going to the grocery store. Like, I would do this. Like, I would go to the grocery store just to have a conversation with the lady there, or the old guy who's bagging up the groceries. It's just we need human connection. It's a need. It's a need. But am I still like chilling? Uh, as if I'm dating somebody, yes, I'm still chilling. I'm gonna always be chilling. Gonna always be chilling. And if I had an old lady, I don't think I would post her on the internet. I just have no desire to do all that, you know. And also sometimes people want to date you because they want to. Maybe it's a California thing, potentially. Sometimes people want to date you so that they can go to premieres and then they can be in the Getty Images photo with you. And I'm like, I'm not going to put you in the photo. You can come, but you can take the photo of me. I'm not going to put you in the photo. I'm crazy sometimes. If only there was a medication that improved our self-esteem and self-confidence. Uh, there is a medication that improves your self-esteem and self-confidence, and it's called doing the work. I wish it was a pill for that. Somebody would be a billionaire if there was a pill for that. My husband gets moody if he doesn't get it once a week. There's an age difference between us, and I could care less about sex. And Kayla, when it's like this, this is when it's important to communicate these things, because what now off pattern recognition that if he doesn't get to make it 50 at least once a week, there's going to be an issue. and to you, you're like whatever. And when people's drives don't match up, it can be quite frustrating. And sometimes you have to have a conversation like, all right, okay, maybe we have to schedule, we have to schedule the Mickey Ficky or something. A lot of people, we're grown, we got to work, we're here, we're there. Sometimes folks have to schedule it. Some folks open up the relationship. I'm not saying you have to do that. I'm just saying people do all kinds of stuff. I thought birth control was ruining my sex drive, so I stopped taking it, but nothing really changed. I thought it was causing my depression to get worse too, but that didn't change either. Well, Mark, the good thing about that is, so now you've at least ruled out two things that could have been affecting your sex drive, and then hopefully you're closer to the answer. You know, and ladies, sex and masturbation during your period sounds odd or dirty, but it actually helps physically with cramps and regulation. I did not notice. So Candace is educating us today. So, you know, I cannot verify if this is evidence based. And Ide from Ethiopia, thank you so much. I appreciate you on TikTok. Thank you. Uh, and Momo in the city confirms what Candace said. Okay, okay. Now I'm curious. I want to go look this up because I mean I can't. I'll tell you if I don't know something, and I don't know if this is true or not. Kobe says, I just feel at 30, I'm too old to be hooking up with a different person every other night. I want to be with someone to connect with for life. Kobe, I feel you on that. I feel you on that. I'm 31 too. So, one day I woke up and I was like, this is lame. Like, just a new girl every week. This is lame. You know. But sometimes when you're younger, you're like, ah. But as you get older, I think there's a lot of, it's an intimacy thing, not just forget the Mickey Ficky. It's more so of somebody to be like, hey, my day was good. How was your day? What frustrates you? What makes you happy? What makes you sad? Like we don't take into account the intimacy piece, even in like friendships. The intimacy piece, like knowing somebody on an intimate level, like oh, this person really likes Hershey's candy. They really like Oreos. Like you know, I brought you your favorite cookies. I brought you your favorite drink. Like that's knowing somebody on an intimate level. That's really cool. It beats like the surface level BS. Like oh, like what's the weather like? You know, that stuff is pretty cool. Um, Going out in public, I get easily embarrassed and I'm not it at all. And Austin, so if you realize this, whenever you go out in public and you have one interaction with anybody, you give yourself credit. Like we have to treat ourselves like kids. Like give it. Like when people say, "Oh, you want a cookie? Yeah, I want a cookie. I want a oatmeal raisin cookie. I want a chocolate chip cookie. I want all the cookies." Give yourself credit for going out. I did photos for my daughter's horseback riding teacher the other day, and it got such great feedback. That's feel good stuff. That's an intimate moment right there. That's dope as hell to me. That's super dope. You gotta have a level of privacy. Um, oh yeah. Leilani for sure, for sure. So yeah, on my end, Leilani with dating, I don't know. Uh, I don't know, but I can be chilling for a long, long time. Uh, a life partner is a beautiful thing. I do agree. I learned in my it's accurate. Okay. Since women don't need penetration in order to achieve orgasm, that is factual. A lot of guys don't realize that. I've had to tell some guys, I'm like, she won't orgasm because it's not just like you can't keep trying to go to Pound Town. You know. Oh yeah, I'm just a kid. I'm just a kid. I'm just a kid with like grown up responsibilities. I feel like I'm a kid. Professor Figueroa, keep educating us. Yeah, no, orgasms are good for your soul. It's so difficult when both partners have their own trauma, mental health issues, and one cause them to want it, and the other cause them right. And that's why, I mean, somebody grilled me for it, but I said that whenever people are about to marry, just go ahead and get a prenup. Even if you think you don't have a lot of money, just get it to take money out of the discussion and get a psychiatric evaluation. Figure out what's holding you up so you can address like the trauma. I'm a big proponent of those two. The psychiatric evaluation is more important than the prenup. That's one, and the prenup is like wherever. But the psych eval, yeah, you need a psych eval before you get married, in my opinion. Are there certain red flags we need to look out for in regard to online dating? Oof. Not to be TMI, not judging, but there's a lot of fetish stuff out there. You don't realize it until you start talking to them. So I mean, yeah, I mean, the fetish stuff doesn't strike me as a red flag. What is a red flag is somebody who presents himself as something that they're not. Somebody who says, "Oh, I want a long relationship. I want marriage," and then by the time you fall for them, they're like, "Nah, I'm just kidding." you know, that's more of a red flag. But I mean, if there's a fetish stuff, like, all right, Megan. So you brought up the fetish stuff. Whatever weird stuff you've heard, go ahead and draw the line there. And it gets pretty wild out with whatever people's like fetishes are. So if you're not comfortable, don't do anything you're not comfortable with. That's for everybody out here. Don't do anything that you're not comfortable with. uh, I need emotional intimacy to want to connect on a physical level. My partner says he needs physical intimacy first, then he can feel emotionally close. So Mark, this is a classic thing I've heard a lot. For us as guys, a lot of times it is like that. You need physical intimacy, which helps to bring the emotional connection. Uh, but you you need the emotional connection to connect on the physical level. Uh, Either way, you both have to get some type of intimacy that doesn't involve any Mickey Ficky at first, and then a little bit of compromise on both ends, where both of you are doing things that you both feel comfortable with. Don't do anything you don't feel comfortable doing. Um, it really hits you when you go through health issues alone, having major surgery and no emergency contact, no one by your bedside. Amanda, I agree. I agree. I agree. I agree. And not to say you should get somebody so that way when you're sick, somebody can take care of you. But when you have no emergency contact, you're like, damn, like, I'm really out here in this hospital about to have surgery, and I got an Uber home. You know, so yeah, it does hit you then, but uh, it shouldn't make you jump the gun. But then if you feel like you need to find somebody, uh, you know, online dating or matchmaking, or even just having a friend, sometimes we want like closeness from people, and we think we want a relationship, but we just want friendship. You know, uh, Mark, I appreciate you, my guy. Turned 30 this year, and I got almost a 10-year-old. Okay, Leilani. I'm old soul too. Does ashwagandha help? Uh, so here's my thing. A lot of people want to mix ashwagandha with a lot of things. What I say is because of the specific medication that people are taking, run everything by your doctor, your provider first. Sometimes ashwagandha it can help people with mood and help you with sleep and attention and focus sometimes, but it could affect you differently. So please talk to your doctor first. Not just online dating. I broke up with my ex boyfriend because he has a foot fetish. And the next person said, "What's wrong with a foot fetish?" All right, so look, Kayla, if you draw the line at a foot fetish, then make sure that if the next guy who comes in, you don't have. I would not put on my dating profile no foot fetishes. I wouldn't do that because people would be like, "What's up with you and foot fetishes?" You know. But if you're talking to somebody and that topic comes up, just let them know that hey, I'm not that type of girl, who wants to do foot stuff. Let them know, sooner than later. Um, Never do anything and Um, so, Candace, I'm not saying never do anything that you're just Candace. Look, sometimes you may want to do something. You may want to hook up with somebody or do something that you think is fun, but you know you're like, nah, I'm good. I shouldn't. So we have to train ourselves to not go off of emotions all the time. Sometimes our brain up here has to you know take control. I'm just a kid. Yeah, we use Wellbutrin for ADHD off label quite a few times. Um, I have no comment. Just laughter on this one. Have people fill out an application before the first date. Uh, I guess you could, but you should be able to. Like back in the day, we used to be on the phone for hours with somebody, so we could pick up their vibe before we even got up in person. Nowadays, we don't even do that. Like back in the day, remember back in the day, like I remember I used to be talking to like a girl in high school, and like I would be like standing on the counter, like, on the phone, like I'd be on the ceiling, I'd be up like this, talking on the phone, I'd be sideways, like I'll be I'll be inside the refrigerator, falling asleep on the phone, trying to ask this girl how her day was. It used to be in between the washer and the dryer. We used to be on the phone for hours. And now, you know, people don't even talk on the phone anymore. You just text a couple of times and then, you want to meet up in person. You know, they do more than. Oh my gosh. Uh, then application. Uh, Even if it's not physical application, like more so, like if there's things that you don't want, just get that stuff out of the way quickly. Like if you know that you don't like foot stuff or whatever, and somebody is like, "Oh, I love foot stuff," like don't even like just don't even do it. Don't even do it. Uh, yeah, yeah. I guess you could, but sometimes that can make it look a little bit like picky. But I mean, we should all be picky. Yeah, like we said, 4 hour conversations. Like back in the day when we were in love, like I thought I was gonna marry Sandra. Like I really thought I was gonna marry Sandra. And then one day I go on Instagram, and we had broken up by then. I go on Instagram and I see that she's, I see that she's on Instagram like this with a big belly, and then it's like a pregnancy announcement. And I'm like, damn it! I'm like, damn it! She got pregnant by that guy. She got pregnant by that guy. You know, those are some good, man, good conversations back in the day. Twirling the phone cords because it wasn't wireless. The AOL back in the day, you couldn't be on the phone and on the internet at the same time. For Child Love Week. And yeah. I mean, look, living in Los Angeles, I've heard of quite a few fetishes that, yeah, I've heard some stuff. So you don't ever want to judge somebody for what they're into. At the same time, you just need to put up your boundaries. Like, if you're not with it, you're not with it. You know, if you're not with it, you're not with it. When my husband and I dated, we fussed over on the phone. Now married 24 years. He is my rock while I'm fighting lupus and ovarian cancer. That's heartfelt. Love of the show. That's amazing, and it's good for people to see things like that because you can have a relationship where it's like through sickness and health or whatever they say the wedding vows. Um, yeah, but Tyrese, is that how you say Tyrese? Uh, this whole community has your back, and ovarian cancer has nothing on you. You are greater than the ovarian cancer. So we have your back. We all love you. Keep that in mind. Our massages for your feet. No, no judgment. No judgment. No judgment. Because you have ADHD, you twirl the cord around your fingers while talking. Early day fidget toy. Ah, yeah. Tyrese, we got your back. We got your back. We love you. Those awkward combos. I'm almost 10 years into. And 10 years, congratulations. Congratulations. 10 years into marriage. Congratulations. But I think for this community, with a lot of us being neurodivergent, it's going to be helpful to state your preferences and just don't do things that you don't want to do. And if you know that, like if you just know that a certain person's vibe is a certain way and it's not going to work. I mean, we're older now. I mean, the majority of us. But the older you get, we don't have time to waste. The worst thing that you can waste is time. Sometimes you're like, oh, dang, I wasted so much money on this person. You can get the money back. It might take you a while. Eventually, you will get the money back, but you will never get that time back. So monitoring your time is a very high form of self-respect. So don't rock with something just to have a warm body next to you. Oh, is that how the vows go? In sickness and in health, for richer or poorer, till death do you part. Oh, real love. I never said those words before, so okay. Those the wedding vows. But yeah, make sure that you do things that you know you want to do, and boundaries are attractive. I have to remind people about that. It's good to have boundaries off the rip, and that's the time that it's easiest to set boundaries. By the time you're rocking with somebody and you falling for them, at that point you might be screwed. You know, you might be screwed. I mean, not for forever, but for a while, because now you're in love. So now you're not thinking rationally. There's nothing rational about love. Keep that in mind. There's nothing. It's still a very beautiful thing. Love makes the world go around, but there's nothing rational about love. You've been living your life, your whole life for 27 years, and one day you meet somebody and you're gonna live the rest of your life with them. You know, But it's a beautiful love is a beautiful thing. Boundaries are hard, but that's why we like them. We can't avoid the work. I said it on yesterday's live stream. We're always a few decisions away, a few tough decisions away from living a dramatically better and more enhanced life. So don't run away from the work. Sometimes I try to run away from the work too, but come back to it. Could you imagine another person picking up the phone while you are in mid conversation with? Yeah, yeah. And Mark says, please, ladies. Mark, I'm learning all the time from women. I feel like I know a lot of things. But I'm learning. And Mark, this is why we need more guys in the community. Because sometimes as men, we just have to sit back and just listen. You know, we'll get our answers if we just listen. We'll know more about women and also about ourselves if we just listen. But sometimes we just want to talk. We just want to talk. I just want to talk. And I'm talking about myself. This yap in my mouth. We were both young and both agreed we didn't want to be apart from one another. And military. Okay. Well, 10 years. Look, 10 years in a marriage is no joke. You got past the 7-year itch or whatever they call it. You deserve a medal. You deserve a medal. Shauna, very sorry to hear that. Shauna, very sorry to hear that. Without boundaries, you can end up in a really toxic, abusive relationship. The good men want women with boundaries. Abusers like women without them. Yeah, River Woods. That's a nice name, by the way. That's a cool name. That's a real smooth name. Like imagine, first day of class, and everybody has to introduce themselves. River Woods. You're like, what? Who's that? River Woods. That's a smooth name. But yeah, you're right. You should want a woman with boundaries. Yeah, I think I saw the comedian Country Wayne say it in an interview. He said he wants a woman who loves herself more than she loves him. When I heard that, I resonated with that. I want somebody who loves himself more than they love me. Like, yeah, love me, but don't worry about. I love myself a hell of a lot, so I got me covered. Like I love myself, like Kanye loves Kanye. Like I love myself. So you just worry about loving you more than you love me, and we'll be good. Because then you won't do certain things out of people pleasing, and you'll put up boundaries, and that way I won't disrespect you, at least not intentionally, because I know what you're okay with and what you're not okay with. If you've been married, you've got 7 years. Country Wayne's a comedian. My husband waits on me hand and foot when I'm sick. I had strep real badly in February. You got a good husband. A lot of people's partners don't do this. A lot of them don't do it. There's a being where? Oh, is there a bee here? Like a bee in here? No, let me find. There's a bee in here. Might be paranoid. Now I'm like, I can't sleep tonight because Kenneth said there's a bee in my room. Oh, a bee. I thought it was an actual bee. I'm like, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. Candace, have you been married before? And answer that question, and then I have Alex. I appreciate you, my guy. Thank you so much. Hey, yeah, yes, man. I can't hear y'all. 14 years. Congratulations. Congratulations. Congrats. I love my plants. Ain't nothing wrong with plants and cats. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Nothing is wrong with that. And Mark, Mark had a really good post up here. So for not only Mark, but for myself and for all the other guys in here, women, go ahead and sound off. Go ahead and sound off on some things that you wish guys knew about relationships. So we can get some pearls, so we can learn a little bit here. Jessica, I appreciate you. I hope you enjoy the content on my channel, and welcome to the community, Jessica. Jessica M72. I hear you're okay. I know what you meant though. I feel like he needs to body. You feel like Kobe needs to body double with you on the dating apps? Or are you talking about me? Chantel says mental load. Understand her mental load. Okay, what's her mental load, Chantel? You're saying understand her mental load, and you've been married for 14 years. So what's some of that mental load? I think that 7 year itch has a biological reason to it. Us all literally being different people. See that's why you say those wedding vows, because in 7 years, you don't have the same person. A good friend of mine is a divorce attorney, and she says uh, the person you divorce is not the person that you marry. Two different people. So not to get negative all of a sudden, but yeah, you change. You have to be willing to appreciate somebody's changes over time, and you don't know which way they're going to change. And AJ from TikTok says I was right with that. Hey AJ, I'm happy I helped you get that parlay. Yes, sir. My husband and I got a inch plant. Oh wow, I don't know much about plants. Um, Alex, I answer this question real quick. So I've seen a lot of people with BPD and CPTSD say that cannabis is helpful for them. I wouldn't discredit that, but the way Canvas is, it could become a crutch very easily. So just keep that in mind. Good question though. Candace says that um, mental load, grow together or grow apart. Jody says, what did my dad say in the group message? My dad will send like random WhatsApp messages, like random videos. I'm like, Dad, like, what video is this? It's so funny. Joyce, understand that sometimes when women complain about their day, they just need you to say okay. They aren't looking for advice or an opinion. I tell my hubby that all the time. I'm going to vent, and I just need you to say okay when I'm done. So Jody, thank you for letting us know. I have figured that one out though. You know, there's an art. There's an art to it. You know, your girl's like, "Oh, Emily did this, and then she hurt my feelings, and then we went to Miami on a girls trip, and then when we came back, she wouldn't pay me my money, and she's so awful." And like I've mastered the art of being able to play, PlayStation. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, Emily's awful. You should never hang out with Emily again. She owes you money. How much money does she owe you? Make sure she Venmos you the money." Okay, all right. Or sometimes you can just ask your person, say, do you want me to listen to respond, or do you want me to listen to just understand you and just hear you out? So if you're ever confused, you could just do that. Yeah. Okay. Jessica, you took touchdown. You took the words out of my mouth as I was saying it. I mean, every night for 10 years. But can we say that? Say what Canvas use every. Well, yeah. At some point, it gets to a point where it's you're depending on it. But and somebody said it's helping you tonight. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Libby was on my live stream yesterday. She said she was high. I said, yeah, yeah. I hope you have a good time. I'm not judging anybody. Um, Kathy on TikTok, how are you doing? I'm not judging anybody. And if like if Canvas was prescribed for ADHD and it worked, I would be the happiest person in the world. I just have to like tell y'all evidence based information. That's why on the news I told the truth. I said it could lead to schizophrenia and thought disorders. Um, Friend requests on where Facebook. I don't even see my Facebook friend requests. I have so many. Um, be yourselves. Don't try to impress. Listen, this is key. Yeah, yeah. Sometimes guys, we want to impress you, so we'll do things and people pleasing. Nobody likes that. The more yourself you are, the better. And yeah, Alex, most docs are not gonna be a fan of, marijuana, unless they're restored themselves. Man, you don't have to fix everything. Just be available for emotional support and love. 7-year itch is a myth. Scratch each other's backs. Oh, okay. Okay, I like that. You scratch my back, I scratch your back. I feel like you also grow as individuals. You either grow together or you grow apart. Sometimes what you want becomes what your partner doesn't want, uh, or you end up not wanting the same thing anymore. So yeah, and also I feel like this is why a lot of neurodivergent individuals struggle with relationships because you change all the time. You change all the time. I think back to some of my you know, more successful relationships, or or the ones where I enjoyed them a bit more. Like it like the girl who dated me 5 years ago when we first started dating. She didn't sign up to date an online personality or somebody with millions of followers. She just wanted to date somebody who was going to school for a doctorate and somebody who wanted to just like get a good paying job and like stay at home. And over time, my interests changed, and I wanted to go to California. I wanted to do social media. I wanted to be a star, and she may have stayed for that, but she didn't sign up for it. You have to understand that people are, we're ever changing humans. So you have to try not to, and we make this mistake a lot, but try not to fall in love with like a person at a fixed point in their life. Like if you fall in love with a version of a person, you're more than likely going to fail because you love the person in 2024. But guess what? In 2025, hey, life has ups and downs. They're going to change. Like it's not if they change, it's when they change. They're going to change. And I watched Taylor Swift's Eras concert, and she has all these different eras. Like Taylor Swift was a country girl one day, and then she was a pop girl, and she was a mega star, and now she has a era as a football player's girl, wife, or whatever. She's in her billionaire era. Just like Taylor Swift, we're gonna change. We're gonna go through all these different eras. Can you find somebody who can love you at your country era and your pop era, and your billionaire era? So you have to understand that people are going to change. It's not if they change; it's when they change. I didn't understand that as a younger Mickey Ficky. I know a little bit better now. I know more now. Yeah, seasons of your life. Yeah, I like Taylor Swift. I'm not. I can't call myself a Swiftie, but I like Taylor Swift. Denise, I appreciate you on TikTok. Yeah, people have different eras. You gotta love people through the different eras. You know, your lab is my undergrad assignment for the week. A social gathering discussing psychological and mental health. Well, hey, if I'm the professor, I give you an A because we're have this guys keep this in mind. This is a form of intimacy. You know, like I'm not trying to get weird on y'all, but like we're connecting. Like we're seeing the same people over and over. We used to go to the park every day and see the same folks every day, the same coffee shops. We don't do that as much nowadays. So let me see. Not that I seen this play. Which play? Cannabis is the only medicine that gives rid of my migraines. Microdosing it will prevent it. So I've seen this so many times where people say it's helpful. So if it's helpful, and your doctor says it doesn't interfere with your meds, whatever. Yeah, I'm like, you can continue. When I made the post about the tea break, it was for a specific group of people who I was like, hey, you might want to just like take a step back and see if it's helping or hurting. You have any recommendations for reading up on the challenge that ADHDers face when it comes to our sex drives, lack, or excess? Emily, great question. Great question. First of all, figure out what are you trying to accomplish in this season of your life or in this era of your life. What are you trying to accomplish in this era of your life? Is it an area where you want, a relationship? Is it a new relationship? If you're in a new relationship with somebody, Emily, that's normally when people have a lot of sex. Do you have the energy for that? Do you want to do that? If you don't have it within you, okay, that's fine. If it's a season of your life where you want to focus on other things, okay, are you set up for that? Can you learn to not judge yourself when you're too or more sexual than usual, or when your drive is not there? And then, as you understand yourself more, can you find somebody who can, come along with you on the ride? Because sometimes your drive might be here and theirs is there, and then theirs is here and yours is down there. It's never an issue when you're on like if you both have no drive, it's cool. If you both have a lot of drive, it's cool. But when it's not matching, that becomes an issue. So as you understand yourself more, you're able to figure out what you need. Oh, Kobe would skunk me in Madden. I gotta work my Madden. I gotta work my Madden. Be an advocate or Alex, this is funny. I'm in the middle of leaving a. Oh, okay, Jessica. I wish you the best. I hope you can. I'm praying for your safety. Um, you know, and as you try to get out of this relationship. River Woods, thank you for coming through. I appreciate you. Into me, see. That's funny. Uh, so I think $1 billion would solve a lot of all of our problems right now. But you have to keep in mind that someone like Taylor Swift, she has a lot of problems that we probably don't see. And I know when $1 billion is there, like you're not thinking about that, but she cannot go, for a run on Central Park, in Central Park in New York. She cannot go up and down Ventura Boulevard in LA. You know, Taylor Swift can't just walk up and down Cobb Parkway in Georgia. She can't do these things. She can't go, to South Beach and just bar hop. Imagine Taylor Swift going to, Bourbon Street in Louisiana. Trying. She goes to one bar, gets a drink. She goes outside, try and drink on the streets, and go to the next bar. She couldn't do that. She'd be attacked. She'd have people trying to grab her. She and her boyfriend have to shut down the gym just to work out. So eventually you get tired of that stuff. You're like, all right, okay, this is crazy. I just want to relax. Like I just want to rock. I'm sure she just wants to rock like Lil Uzi at some points in her life. But the $1 billion is pretty sweet. It makes up for all of that potentially. Austin, thank you so much. I appreciate you. We'll be off this stream soon, but I appreciate you. Yeah, and Emily, that was a good question. My professor just logged on. Oh wow, okay. There are 5 of us plus him from University of Hawaii learning from you. So Candace's professor, whoever you are, thank you for coming through to the live stream. Candace is she's a star student. She's been very attentive during this live stream. Um, if this makes any difference with her grades, please pass her with flying colors. She's a good human being. She's a good wife. She's a good person. So I think she deserves to get an A in this class. But if she's not doing her work, make sure she gets the work done. We gotta hold her accountable, but I think she deserves an A. Kobe, what do you say? She's on vacation. Yeah, anything she does is gonna be criticized. It's frustrating. I'm gonna read what Fox Racing said, and I'll get to what Emily said. I wish I had the answer because I seem to disappoint my partner. It's something that I just plain forget, uh, or hits me hard to stop the chatter in my brain, so that I get labeled as selfish. Well, if you know, like if you let's say you have ADHD or some a condition, and you're able to convey that to your partners, then they may see where you're coming from, and then they realize that you're not just being an asshole. You know, and intent matters. I mean, the outcome is important too, but intent, you know, it matters. I'm currently in the first year of marriage. I honestly feel terrible because my job has been negligible for months. My baseline has always been high, but I have had one other dip like this one. All right, so Emily, I'm going to tell you what's going on here. Now you might freak out because, especially in the first year of marriage, I think after you've been married or you've been with somebody for a while, it's like y'all like, all right, we can work out any issue. Like we got this. But in the first year of marriage, and especially for people who, you may have some past trauma and abandonment issues, you might freak out like, okay, I don't have any drive. I better find, I better pull some drive out of my ass, or else this is it for me. This is it for me. I'm cooked. But then now you're worried, you're more anxious, and now because you're in a state of fear and shock, your brain can't calm down to even have a drive, right? So you have to create a safe space for yourself, and then explain, to your partner. And there's something that's, and look, I'm not diagnosing you off of a Facebook live stream, but there's something that's going on more than likely that's causing you to feel this way. Maybe you're stressed, maybe something's on your mind, maybe you haven't had sleep, or, but right now, if you can just give yourself a safe space and think about anything but to make you feel, you shouldn't be worried about that right now. You know, how can you get good for yourself? For a second, don't think about your husband, but only for a second, not for 3 years, but for a second, just think about what you need. And then when you pour into yourself, once your cup gets full, you said that, this isn't how you normally are. So the more you pour into yourself, I mean, if you can take the focus off of just trying to like show up for him, because you might have to show up for yourself first. You gotta make this very simple. and eventually over time, it gets better. It gets better. It does get better. You know. Um, Let me see. I think this is bribery. Uh, I think you should set boundaries in the beginning of a relationship so you get to know the person, know you enjoy spending time with them, similar interests, goals, before it gets too hot and heavy. I agree. I agree. Especially as we get older, and if you have some kids involved, it's not like when we're 17. When you're 17, it's like, oh, you're cute, I'm cute. Yeah, okay, we're dating. Those are the days. Now it's a different conversation. Like, what are your goals? Are you trying to buy a house soon? Like, are you trying to go to school? I'm trying to go to school. It's a very nuanced conversation. You know. And oh yeah, that was my third point. Sometimes the meds stop your drive. And then you're like, okay, I want to stop the meds. But if you stop the meds, you'll have the problem that you had before you start taking the medications. So it's like a catch-22, and then you're like, I don't know what to do. Oh, another water break. All right, we'll take another water break. But yeah, love is never enough. Just keep that in mind. Not that love is amazing, but love isn't enough. Water break, y'all. Let's drop the magic word in there so I can get some of this. Like, like y'all can hear the carbonation from this. I think that's right. I got no sugar though, so I'm okay. Oh yeah, we're almost at 2 hours. All right, water break, and then we'll go on for like about 10 more minutes. Cheers! All right, that's a water break. Big cheers! Big cheers, y'all! Big cheers! This is when I need a wife. I need a wife. I need a wife to help me out. I'm choking on Dr. Pepper. I'm fine as well. Mama said, my mama said, mama said, I'm no longer the water boy. Alila, I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, it's hard chugging these carbonated drinks. Shauna, what was Shauna's comment? I mean, who's sending him the ones to read? Um, Shauna, I'm clicking. Shauna, re-comment what you said. Yeah, re-comment what you said. Um, my pup and I are in a safe space. Just so you know, we have left and have no contact. Okay, well, uh, I wish you the best. Please stay safe, and DV is no joke. So please stay safe. We don't care about you here. I said, bro. Wait. Still trying to get that. We're trying to drop it again so I can see it because I can't see it anymore. If you would select for me to address it, and the moderator will catch it for you. Have you ever had a weighted blanket? They're amazing. Um, I don't think I've had a weighted blanket before. Actually, I remember I was trying to buy one from CVS. In one of my CVS videos, I was trying to buy a weighted blanket, but for whatever reason, that CVS wouldn't sell me the weighted blanket. I was like that's weird. Like, that's weird. Um, but a weighted blanket and a weighted teddy bear. Yeah, I might have to try one sometime soon. You know, have something weighted on me. You know. Let me see. Try to get my own scene pop up now. Uh, anyone else rearrange your pillows like a dock of tot? I don't know what that is. If I layer my blankets, I haven't slept with rice bag. No, and I definitely second. And be kind on TikTok. Yeah, Dr. Pepper is not the best. And Hannah, who says, "Why do you think there are so many people being diagnosed in the spectrum now?" Because I keep making videos. I'm making all these videos, and people. Nah, I think people are just more educated now. Yeah, they're more educated now. But yeah, Alyssa, I definitely second this. I'm happy for the engagement that we've had tonight. A lot of people, I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot myself. This one back up. I mean, I won't lie. I'm also in my last year of university, so I've been desperately trying to get everything done. I'm on. I'm onto the killer classes like environmental law and policy. So Emily, that could explain what's going on. You're under a whole lot of stress. You know, you're literally flush out of pocket. You have three defensive linemen trying to sack you, and you're tired. You played 4 quarters, and you're just trying to pass the ball. You're tired. So when you're under this much stress, is the last thing you're thinking about is a Mickey Ficky. So you got to be kind to yourself. Uh, Wait, wow. Like, no, I would like to know more about that. A divorce lawyer today, he told me I was an assault victim. Um, I had like a 10 bricks. Uh, yeah, hit hard. Why do I need that validation? Sometimes we all need validation, and sometimes when you are in your own experience, you forget how common it could be, and you forget that you're not the only one. And if you don't talk to other people and get your thoughts out, the brain has a funny way of making it feel like you're the only Mickey Ficky going through it. Um, oh, Leilani, can you drop that book again for the people? Dr. Uma Nehru's book. And Mona, yes, ma'am. I will not. I will not choke on the Dr. Pepper again. I'll be careful. I'll be careful. My weighted blanket has glass beads to weigh it down, and they're cooling but still warm. Mickey Ficky. Wow. Okay. A weighted. Wow. Okay. Wow. It's pretty damn impressive. It's a special pillow for babies that's shaped like this. Oh. Okay. Wow. And Candace is. Oh, so you're answering the question I was asked on TikTok. There's more autism diagnoses because we're learning more about deficits, much like other sciences. Yeah, and there's people who are in their sixth. I've seen people who are in their 60s who are diagnosed, and then when they catch these videos, they're like, "Wow, my whole life makes sense." So it's that's a form of intimacy right there. And if somebody's like, "I was a part of their story," that means a hell of a lot to me. That's super dope. And Hannah, I'm in mental health. Shauna, you're good. Kobe. Yeah. Okay. So hmm. All right, okay. So before I get off the live, I want to talk about this dating with Dr. Kojo thing. I'm gonna get right back to this, Kobe. Uh, Foxer said, "Thank you so much. I appreciate that." Therapist, I get tested for autism. Okay, so you got diagnosed, Shauna, and I want to plan season good as well. That's what's up. And this is the book once again for the person who asked. All right. And Be Kind says, I've spent 2 years single healing. So, all right. So, Be Kind, you probably missed the earlier part of this stream, but if you spend a lot of time, um, so you didn't want to carry into the next relationship. Stop drinking every weekend so I can deal with emotions. Perfect. Because the substances help to suppress the negative emotions, which is why we like the substances. So, props to you for being able to recognize that. Congratulations. Oh yeah, I got ADHD. I got ADHD for sure. I got ADHD. Uh, so I don't know if we had any successful matches for so all right, to be honest, I don't think we had any successful matches on that live stream. But I do believe my ability to play matchmaker. I think I can play matchmaker for sure. For sure. Um uh, the issue that we run into though is on this platform and Facebook and TikTok. You know, I'm streaming on more than just Facebook and TikTok right now, but Facebook and TikTok, the analytics are very similar, and YouTube as well. Actually, you know, the overwhelming majority of my supporters are women, 70 to 80%. Right. So with the guys, there's not a lot of guys who come on my stream, but there are some guys. I just don't know if they comment or if they speak up. But there's a lot of guys on. I'm seeing more fellas on my stream, but it's an imbalance. So we have a lot of girls, and now of course some of the girls might want to date girls too. That's fine. Come on through. Uh, but there's a lot of girls, not a lot of guys. So with the dating with Dr. Kojo, I gotta figure that out because I do wanna you know yeah I want to play matchmaker. I ain't gonna lie to you. I want to play matchmaker. Hey, Kobe, I'm trying to help, and sometimes to be honest, you have to look at location. I don't know if the woman of your dreams is in West Virginia. I don't know. West Virginia ain't got the ladies. I mean, maybe. Yeah. And yeah, Jennifer, my ADHD brain thinks a little bit differently, and I've learned to embrace it. Yeah, I'm about to do a follow up live then. Uh, you know, and Simply says, I thought you was gonna say you don't like women. Oh no, Simply Me 122 on TikTok. I love women. I love women. And I've had to learn how to not get in trouble because I got a brand to protect. You know, um, so I can't be in trouble. I can't be getting in trouble with women now. But I love women. I love women. But in terms of the live stream, we do need some more men to match them up with the women. We need some type of parity. Um, we need to do one of those dating reality shows. I'm the Bachelor. Uh, I would do the show. I don't know if I would stay with the lady, but I'll do the show. Just to be able to pick one of the ladies, and then we see where we go from there. Uh, we should do once a month or once every quarter. I'm always do it like once a week. Uh, Kobe, there's a lady in my TikTok live stream. She says she's in Wales. That's one of those countries out there in Europe. Um, and she said the man of her dreams is in America. Hannah, is the man of your dreams in West Virginia? Uh, I think that's Hitch. Oh, I'm always chilling. I'm always chilling. But that's one of the most Google things about me. If you put my name in Google, it'll say Dr. Kojo sorry for wife. You know, I don't know who pops up, but just know that the kid is not my son. Jennifer says, I'm 48 and I'm tired of dating. My current situation is completed. Oh man, yeah. I'm gonna have to be matchmaker again. Oh boy. Don't make me have to do it. 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 Kobe, I may have to do it. 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 All right. So, community, talk to me. Community, talk to me. Community, talk to me. So we need to do this dating live stream. Okay. All right. I'm having too much fun here. All right. So check it out. Um, Hannah says, I need a Kojo cuddle and I'll be care of everything. Uh, Hannah, the way things work for me, if I go cuddling my followers, I won't have a platform much longer. So I have to act appropriately. You know, I built up a very valuable platform, and my followers mean a lot to me. So I gotta stay out of trouble. Um, but I'll play matchmaker. Uh, ooh, ooh, I think maybe once a week we have to pick. We gotta pick a day once a week where we do a matchmaking live stream. Like um, I'm actually planning to stream every day next week. I'm actually planning to stream every day next week. I told my assistant, that's it. You know, and I think I need an assistant who lives with me or follows me everywhere. That's what I'm thinking about doing. I'm not gonna lie. I know I'm going on a different tangent right now, but I nearly I nearly punched this $1,000 camera. I'm gonna be transparent with you. I nearly punched this camera because I was getting so frustrated with having to set it up. Um, so I'm only good at live streaming and making videos, but like this stuff, it does frustrate the shit out of me. But yeah, I think like I gotta get some help, but I'm gonna have to stream once a week. And what day should be the one of these days should be like a matchmaking live stream, like maybe every Wednesday, every Thursday. Jennifer's 48 and she's tired of dating. Um, Jennifer, talk to me, talk to me, talk to me, talk to me. Uh, so Miss, have a good job. House goals, retirement plan. Need someone with some goals, similar interest. Hmm. Hmm. And Hannah says, "I'm not patient of yours." Is all. Oh wait. Uh, hmm. Okay. And Jennifer, if I bring you on the live stream, I'll be very honest and transparent. Okay. So by being 48, the dating pool and the guys who are available, because a lot of guys who are in the 40s and 50s tend to go for younger women, but that does not mean that your person isn't out there. A lot of times when I see women in their 40s, sometimes they have to go younger. Like, are you okay with a guy who is 42? Are you okay with a guy who's 38? Or, does that feel weird to you, 48 and 38? Stuff like that. Kobe, I know, but you know how allegations and stuff works. I respectfully back out of things. I don't want no problems. I really don't. I already have enough anxiety about cancel culture and saying the wrong thing. I just want to, you know, chill. I just want to chill. What dating app? What are we using a dating app for the live stream? Oh, and Hannah, you're good on TikTok. Don't worry. If you're new here, I'm joking all the time. So please be a part of this community. I be just talking trash. What dating app are we using for dating live stream? I don't think we're gonna use a dating app. I don't even know what app we would use, but we would have to bring people in. I'm gonna have to announce it and say, hey man, like if you single, you're divergent, and you're looking for somebody, come on this live stream at this time. Well, applications. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, and Hannah says, I'm so up for this. Please do it. Oh my gosh. Our community. Hey, talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to me. If y'all want me to do this, I will do this for y'all. I will do this for y'all. Y'all want me to do this? I will do this for y'all. I will do this for my community. And look, a 10-year age difference is not weird to me. No, I don't think it's weird. I don't think it's weird. You know, well, I'm 31. Uh, I could date someone who's 41. So yeah, a 31-year-old could date a 41-year-old, and likewise they could date a 21-year-old. Different phases of life, like mama and daughter. Uh, who got me started on this? Oh my god, man, I'm gonna have too much fun with this. Um, I'll come alive. Actually, hold up. All right, so TikTok, y'all should still be able to see the stream. I'm gonna have to message my assistant. Let me send him a message. Okay. Hey John, so we're streaming every day next week. I want to do some dating live streams. Can you help me out? I'm gonna need Vanessa's help on this too, for sure. I might need her to come wherever I'm at next week, if it's Atlanta or Dallas but I need can you start like a Google application, uh, like for people, like just send me like a template. I don't know how it works, but send like a template, make it like a dating application, um, one for guys and girls, and yeah, just make a dating application and let people fill it out, and then we're gonna pick a specific date and time when people can hop on the live stream, and they're gonna hop on the live stream, and then can you get let's have some graphics made for StreamYard, where we can have three people on the live stream. And can you make sure it's sized appropriately, so that way I can bring in people, and then it can be me and then the two people who are have been matched together. So can you look into this stuff and just make it a priority? Thank you so much, John. Uh, Look, I'm not the most organized. I promise you, I'm not. I have to have people who help me out. I'm not the most organized. I have to work on that. I'll go live with you for dating live stream. Oh, Megan. Megan, are you trying to talk to Kobe? Megan, are you trying to talk to Kobe now? Because Kobe's right here. We don't have to wait for that. Speed dating. Mm, 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 mm. Jennifer, I'm excited. Jennifer, look, I know you're thinking you're 48. You're thinking that there's no more love for you. That's a lie. There's somebody out there that is ready to wrap their arms around you and love you. Who uh now you listed a couple of things. I don't know if we can get all of the things. I'm just gonna be honest with you, but you know, I need to know your deal breakers and your boundaries. And after that, let's be a bit more flexible. But there's somebody out there for you. Groovy bus tour. Be careful how you word it. Don't get me canceled. The age where they can date you and your dad. Kayla, you can say it's yes, same for the guy who could date a daughter or the mama. Yo, oh my gosh, I love this community. I love this community. And Be Kindness on TikTok is saying 48 in your prime. You know who you are and you're more experienced. Mm, Talk to him. 48. 48. Hannah says you were so cheeky. I used to have my first girlfriend was from England, from Hackney, and she would use words like cheeky. And I'd be like, ooh, what does that mean? Cheeky is a cheeky word. No, Lisa, we need to do these applications. Cause look, it's a lot of lonely people out there. It's a lot of lonely people out there, and you don't have to be lonely. Your person is out there. Your person is out there. Like cancel culture. I know. It's just you have to understand that not like I'm I feel like I do a lot of good and I bring a lot of positivity to the online world, but there's some people who like if I lose everything, I lose my platform. Some people will be very happy. Yes, he's deplatformed, so I always keep that in mind. Um, but ee, ee. Oh, Y'all already friends? Eee, eee. Talk to him. No, I have 9,000 photos in my camera roll. I really do. Oh, all right. So Kobe and Megan. Eee, eee. My mom used to tell, my uncle used to tell my mom after 50, it's extremely hard for women to be marketable and find a real relationship. I disagree. I disagree. So you mean tell me women when they're 50 they're done? No, no, they have to come see Dr. Kosher. No, no. You mean tell me you're done at 50? Mm-mm-mm-mm. No, no. Well, life doesn't end at 50. The issue is if you're if you're a woman and you're 50 years old and you want a guy who has like perfect credit score, a luxury car, luxury like if you have all these outlandish requirements and you're 50 and you're is you versus these 21-year-old women are okay, obviously like you know it's not an even playing field. But I agree with Chantel. 50 is a new 30, and 30 is a new 25. So at 50, your life is not over. My grandma, she was born in 1930. My grandma's 91, and she's still looking for love. My grandma's 91, still looking for love. Hmm. My oh, Hannah, look, y'all are not gonna deplatform me. I don't, I don't date fall. Like that's not something I do. I just like to I like getting cheeky. You know, I hope I'm saying that correctly. I like getting cheeky, but I don't want the smoke for real. I just be talking. No, no, this is not hookup for me. No, don't worry, it's not hookup for me. Uh, and now she's 60. She's giving up. No, no, 60 is a new 40. She ain't gotta give up. She ain't gotta give up. No, oh, she ain't gotta give up. Can you do a Welsh accent? I don't know what a Welsh accent is. Uh, you know, because it's OMB up 2 million followers. TikTok famous, I guess. I guess that's what they call it. I don't know uh, how to convince her. Look, because she hasn't seen anybody who was like her who has done it before. But if you're 60 years old, it is not. Kobe, I'm too happy for this. Y'all, yeah. There's still love out there for you. I'm telling you. Don't make me go out and get a red tuxedo, my tie. I'm ready. It simply means asking me why don't I date? Uh, hmm, I don't know. It's been hard for me to have like like this like a normal like relationship. Um, I don't know. Like this is like a normal like where we don't talk about social media. We just talk about like other things. You know, like I don't know. It's you know yeah or like it's always kind of like what somebody wants. So they're like I've literally had uh, like one girl I dated, or I don't know what you call dating anymore, but one girl I was talking to in Los Angeles, she was like, um, this was like early on in the relationship or whatever. Early on, we hadn't even been talking for that long, and one of her first questions was like, "How much does a CVS pay you? How much does so and so pay you?" I'm like, "Damn, like you asking all these intrusive questions." She came to my house, and now I probably brought her to my house a little bit too fast. You know, ADHD. I kind of moved too fast, but she's asking me all these questions like, "How much do they pay you?" I'm like, "I don't have any money." Like these are intrusive questions. I'm a regular person. Chill, chill. So like I don't know, but sometimes I do think back to um like my last real relationship before like all the TikTok followers. Sometimes I do miss that. It was something pure about that relationship. It was really cool. It's cool to be wanted just for who you are. So we'll get to me later, but right now I want to help out the community. I want to help out the 48-year-old woman who thinks that love is no longer an option for her. No, I got you. I want to help out the 60-year-old lady who thinks that she no. I want to help out Kobe, who is in the state of West Virginia. And I don't know what the women are like in West Virginia, but Kobe, we got you. Kobe, we got you. And yeah, Milani, I'm still a kid. I'm a kid. I'm a kid. Girls care about your feds. We make their own. It only matters who you are. Yeah, I guess. I guess. But yeah, I'm probably gonna go to like, um, uh, I'm probably gonna do like a reverse coming to America. I'll probably go back to like Ghana, or I'll probably go to Norway, go to one of these random countries, and I'll just meet like you know, uh, a quiet, meek girl somewhere. What's up, Kaden? Uh, yeah, Jennifer, I promise you, 48, you're young. You're young. You, there's somebody out there for you. I think that sex gets in the way and they try to impress you, but then fall short. Sex has never gotten in the way. But I know what you're talking about. Yeah, you're right. And so dating apps suck for the 30 somethings, but in my life, my girlfriends have fun times going out 50 plus. I have so much fun with them because they're so secure. Summer comes along and I go out with the gals, and it's like they are, no one cares. And the comfort I feel with these gals is about meeting people, by my own I suck. Uh, so, no, I mean, look, you can still find somebody out there, but I, I'm not against dating apps, but you have to understand the psychology behind dating apps is meant to get you to spend money, to get you to swipe up, down, left, or right. You're gonna spend money, and then even then, it's made for Bumble and Hinge and all. It's made for the apps to win. I don't know if you actually win. And think about it. Whenever you download a dating app and you go on and you create your profile, what mental state are you in at that time? Are you at your best, or are you like lonely and horny and you'll take anything? Because you meet other people who feel the same way. Now there are some people who go on there because like, you know what, I want to find somebody that I can vibe with, But then you have those people who are lumped in with everybody who's just there just to be there. You know what I'm talking about? You know. So be kind. I'd like to go to India and Bali next. I had a dream one day that my wife was in India. This was one of those tea break dreams. uh, your 91-year-old grandma needs the best. Wandalin, you're exactly correct. You are exactly correct. And I will say this. I will say this. Um, at least for me, but it's probably the same way for everybody else. Like I'm not in any position to pick a lady right now. I know that for a fact because I have a lot of childish and immature things I need to you know I have things that I got to work on myself personally. And I'm still a guy, so I could get tricked by a chick in a sundress. We're not that difficult. So yeah, I have to rely on the people around me in my circle to be like, no, Carter, yes, no, yes, no. Um, but I have to rely on the people in my circle for sure. Yeah, there's a lot of sifting within the apps. I just don't like the apps. I'm not anti-apps, but I wish I had more than the apps for y'all. I don't like the apps. I just don't like the apps. Yeah, it's a lot of BS, but at the same time, the BS is coming from the app. I don't want to call my assistant didn't get it. All right, so how can I explain to my assistant to create these applications for people for this dating thing? How can I create that? Oh, Leilani, yeah, give me like 10 more minutes, Leilani. But yeah, the BS on the dating apps is not the person. It's the system. The system is meant to pitch you against each other, and you be like, this person's trash. No, we're all people who are worthy of love, attention, and respect. But the system, the algorithm on the dating apps, I just don't really like it. Uh, yeah, and things do come to you when you least expect it. Kobe, hey, Sweden and Scotland. Yeah, some good women for you over there. But as a woman on a dating app, pay or not, it's like we are a chunk of meat. I put up a picture once. Chantal, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that on behalf of my fellow guys everywhere, I'm sorry that we do this. We should not be sending our willy to anybody. We should keep our willy in our pants. So I'm sorry. And I don't think you're lonely if you pay for the dating apps. You know, I don't think that. I don't think the outside counts as much as the person inside. Not money, but how beautiful. Okay, so that's nice way to look for it. Matchmaker forums. Okay, Leilani. So I appreciate you. I will rely on whatever you send me. Tell, try telling your assistant that you want them to set up an online dating show setup. Ah, okay. Not everyone who wants to jump into a relationship either. My husband was messaging me on Facebook for 2 years before I went on a date with him. Two, Kayla, Kayla, 2 years. You made that man wait 2 years. I mean, it worked. So, what can I say? But it worked. Okay, it worked. So, yeah, like I said, on behalf of my fellow guys out there, um, we will keep our willies in our pants. I That's crazy. And someone on TikTok is saying, "I wouldn't mind being treated like a piece of meat." Oh, Mickey Ficky, this is truly late night with Dr. Koja. We um Candace, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Uh Court paying people or these people in the positive desperate. Uh Friendship is a good foundation. It is. Who's honking out there? People so considered out there. But yeah, so the online dating show sale. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. I I really like that. I really like that. Okay. And my comedy shows, the next comedy show I have, I'm gonna try setting some people up. Y'all give me some. This is good. This is really good. This is really good. Alyssa, thank you so much for coming through on the live stream. I really appreciate you. I'm dead set on a crappy minivan drive to you though. Maybe I meet some gals and yeah. Sorry for those random photos. We guys, we will do better. We will do better. We will do better. Um, whoa, Wanda Lynn. So Kayla made her husband wait 2 years. Wanda Lynn said that her husband asked her to marry. So he asked to marry you on your first phone conversation. Was it one of those 3 4 hour conversations where he was talking on top of the washer and dryer? Was one of those like long and deep conversations? Because sometimes you get to really know somebody during those conversations. Yep. What did I tell you? One of those long and deep conversations. Okay, okay, okay. Respect. I like that. I like that. All right, so yeah, 100. All right, so Leilani, I will message John and figure out how we can get this how we can get this thing going and how we can get it set up. I found an example. Oh yes. Tailor it. Yeah, Leilani, please send me that example. I'll get it over to my assistant, and I'll have something in my link tree. Uh, I'll say link in bio. I'll have it. It'll be like beneath, like wherever my. I think there's like a CVS link up there and like a comedy show link. It'll be within one of the first three links up there. So I will allow people to come through and introduce themselves and hopefully find somebody that they and hopefully find somebody that they can vibe with. Uh, so I'm very excited about that. Kayla said, so did mine. He knew he wanted to marry me before we even met in person. At that time, I felt he was too young for me, so I waited 2 years before going out with him. When we did go out, he was 20. Whoa. Oh. He was 21 and you were 29. Ah. Hmm. He was a kid and you were grown. Can you make it any more obvious? Okay. 8 year difference. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You say he was young, but he said he was ready. Okay. And as guys, now 21 is quite young, but as guys, when you know, you know, you know, when you know, you know, you know. Yes, and on my platform, I'll make sure that there's no, and also for for the ladies too, we're gonna keep it civil, uh, because my dating show will still be PG, but guys, keep your willies in your pants. Women, cover up your cooters. We have to have some decorum around this Mickey Ficky. I've heard friendship is the best foundation. I've always had male friends, but then I find out they really don't want to be friends in the first place, right? And this is one of my pet peeves too. Uh, when you try and backdoor your way in, I just can't respect that because you should just be straightforward. Just say, hey, like I want to get to know you. And then if you start off as friends and then over time it shifts and then you end up liking the person a lot, then you can let them know that, hey, like I didn't think I would like you like this, but now we spend so much time together. I actually really do like you, and I would like to get to know you. It's as simple as saying that. But when there's emotions involved, it is hard to say that. But you know, try and pull from within, and do your best. Oh, you're replying to Chantel. You have to come correct. You gotta come correct. Listen, I'm not sharing that. I don't need to before together more. Kobe, I'm lost. What do you mean? Oh, please, it's not fun. Even when like the guys, that's something to look at. Yeah, that's one thing. I don't understand that behavior as guys. I'm not saying I'm better than those guys. Yeah, you know, anything unsolicited should be a no. Like there's no reason for that. No reason for that. Okay, all right, okay. So all right, we're gonna get this live stream going. I don't want to wait till Wednesday. I want to make this the very first live stream on Monday. Honestly, I want this to be the first live stream on Monday. Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna make it a relationship live stream on Monday. I will put it out there that that's what we're doing. I'll do my best to get people to come out. And yeah, Monday. Oh, 10 minutes is up. Okay, all right, we got to wrap up then. But Monday, Hannah says I was intimate with a male friend last week. Big mistake. It's gone really weird. Hannah, don't beat yourself up for it. Don't beat yourself up for it. Oh, wait. Somebody sent me that Monday is April Fool's Day. Is that? Can somebody verify that? Is Monday April Fool's Day? If so, we can't do it Monday because I don't want to trick people. Is Monday truly April Fool's Day? Be kind. Take care if you're out. Okay, all right. So I'm hearing that Monday is April Fool's Day. So we will not do this live stream on Monday because I don't want to trick people. So Monday we'll just have a regular late night without the Dakota live stream, and we'll find a mental health topic and then we'll break it down. But Tuesday we will have this live stream, and we will get into it. So for all my people on TikTok, sometime this weekend, you can click the link in my bio and fill out a form. Likewise, my people on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitch, or wherever y'all are watching from now, you will be able to click a link in my bio. And Kobe possibly I have to organize my live schedule, but you'll be able to click a link in my bio, and you should be able to fill out information. And then we'll bring some people on the show, and I'm excited to see who comes through on the show, and we'll take it from there. So I'm I'm too excited about this. I'm too excited. So we will tap in again. Today's Thursday. Okay, yeah, I got to fly to Atlanta tomorrow and go meet my nephew for the very first time. He'll be a day old, so I'm very excited about that. A new addition to the family. I'm very grateful. God is so good. I'm very grateful for that new addition to the family. So no live stream tomorrow, but Monday we are right back at it with Mm. Oh, yeah. Monday, nothing is funny on Monday because April, April Fools, like yeah, nothing's funny on Monday. So, and thank you so much for the congratulations. I appreciate y'all. Yeah, I can't wait to hold the baby. I can't wait to hold the baby. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, Monday is a regular mental health topic. Tuesday we'll get into the live stream where we do the matchmaking, and I'm excited to see what we get out of it. So until the next live stream, uh, take care. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Be kind to one another. Remember that a lot of people love you and care about you, and I'm one of them. Peace. I'm out. Happy Easter, y'all. Happy Easter. Thank you, Megan.